to carry the weight of the world.
Hello everyone, how are you all doing? I have Ollie here today. Hi, yes, I know. I thought that you guys really would love to see him in a video. His red jacket is back, but he just finished running around. He was running on the beach, so he actually wants it off. He keeps rubbing up against me to take it off, but we are here. It is after sunrise. I am at one of my favorite lakes that I always shoot at in the Shuswap. It's called Gardam Lake. It is so quiet. It's actually not quiet because of the ducks. I'm sure you can hear them in the audio, but there's no people around. It's just me, that's it. There's no other photographers, and the lake is calm. There's tons of reflections, there's mist. I missed sunrise. I missed all of the crazy color that was going off this morning. That's okay. I still really like the conditions because of all the fall colors, the warmth in the trees and the leaves and the docks that are here that I'm shooting on. Really contrast nicely against the moody sky. So I'm just waiting for a little bit more light to come up so that I can actually start getting some shots of Ollie, and I'm going to do those handheld. I want to shoot him with the jacket against the scenes here. That will really contrast as well. And then I'm just going to play around and do some landscape photography. I also brought my 70-200, and I never shoot with my 70-200 for landscapes. That's something I'm trying to change right now. So I'll be using a mixture of my 16-35 and my 70-200 because I really want to show off the trees that kind of surround the area because they are so gorgeous with all the fall colors. I love it. I love it out here. Ollie, come here. Hi. Why are you shaking? Oh man, okay. He's shaking right now because he's cold. He just got cold again. So we are going to carry on and head back down to one of the other smaller docks. I'm on this big, giant, long one right now. I'm not going to shoot here. I'm going to go to the smaller one because I think it's a little bit better for images right now. And then we are going to see what we can come up with. Right, honey? Why are you shaking? Okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. So I'm all set up now. I am set up on the shoreline. There's a little bit of leaves that are lining it. They are brightly yellow colored leaves, and I am shooting a little island and just along the shoreline, lined with all the leaves, and the water is calm. There's some nice yellow trees in the background, and then the island. It's a really, really, really nice composition. You're drawn right into it. I'm shooting this vertically because it just works a little bit better. Otherwise, if you shoot horizontally, you can have like too much water or possibly too much beach. It's not really a scene that works for a horizontal shot because on the beach there actually is like a lot of benches and stairs because this is a public park. But the light is super, super nice. As you can see behind me, it's really, really bright, but it is lighting up my scene perfectly. So I'm actually shooting a fully lit scene, doing a long exposure. It's moody in the sky, so it's nice in these deep blue colors, and then they pop really, really well against the yellow of the leaves. I have shot this composition a couple years ago. I usually shoot my compositions over and over again each year because they're always different. The same idea, but definitely a different result every time that you do it. I'm of course doing a long exposure, and because I'm so close to my foreground, I'm having to focus stack this shot. So I'm doing the two shots with the focus stack, one on focusing on the leaves, and then the other one, the long exposure, focusing on the sky. So things changed here with the weather. Some rain actually came in. It didn't last for very long. I kind of hid under some shelter to get away from it, but it has since passed, and now I'm left with all this new kind of foggy, misty weather. So I'm still shooting. So far this morning, the whole morning, I've had so much different variety of light. It's actually been a really good shooting morning, and there's so many different locations here to get multiple photos. It's like a playground at this lake. I have done a video on this lake before, and I said the same thing last time. There's just always stuff to shoot here because there truly is. In the fall time, it is absolutely the best because of all the speckled trees that line the mountain. It's amazing. I love it out here. So what I'm doing right now is I actually am shooting a self-portrait of me and Ollie. I've already shot it. I have it all done because I like to just get that out of the way. Where we posed was on a dock. It's one of the shorter docks that is here. And the fall colors sort of line around the rim of the dock, and the dock is covered in the yellow leaves, and then the trees in the background of course are speckled with the green and the yellow. It's amazing, and I even kind of planned my outfit accordingly, so I went with very earthy warm tones, my hat and my jacket, and I have some red socks on, and of course Ollie in his red jacket, and yeah, we got a pretty cute one together on the dock. I'm fairly happy with it. Anyways, I am going to continue on shooting. I'm actually going to bring out my 70-200 and start picking out trees and getting images of the trees reflected in the water, because the water's calm again, which is nice, so I can get some pretty good reflections. So I'm going to do that, and I'm just going to spend a little bit more time away from the 16-35 and in with the 70-200 to kind of help myself grow in photography and get different variety of images, so it's not always the wide angle lens really close to the foreground with a big mountain in the background. I think it's really important to try and grow and expand yourself, and shooting with a 70-200 is actually something I never really liked doing, which is funny because I shoot with it all the time when I do weddings and portraits and all that stuff, but maybe I just had it in my mind that that kind of belongs with that style of photography, and then the 16-35 goes more with the landscape. Ollie says that he hopes you guys subscribe to our channel because he likes coming out on all the adventures and photographing, and he loves his red jacket. I can assure you guys that he loves wearing his clothing, and if he doesn't want his clothing on, he will come up to me and he will rub up against my side saying, "Hey mom, I'm too hot, take my jacket off." Soon though, in the winter, as you guys will see, he will be wearing a snowsuit, and he even wears boots, and he can run full speed in his little booties. It is really, really cute. I hope that you guys have really enjoyed this video so far. Please subscribe if you haven't already and give it a like. Many of you have been commenting that I have been working on my B-roll, which yes, this is true. I've been spending more time in that and less time in this sort of the talking bits like this. So I do notice now that my videos are a little bit shorter, but I'm a person that can talk pretty quickly, and I can talk through things really quickly, so that's another thing I'm working on, is slowing down so I can explain things to you guys properly about what I am doing. But in the meantime, I believe I am finished here shooting. I'm just going to carry on with the 70-200, and then me and Ollie are going to pack up and we are going to head back home and have some lunch or something. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you are, and without further ado, let's get into the images that I shot from this morning. So this first image is one of my favorites from the morning. This is the vertical with the leaves and the island as the background. I'm really happy with how this turned out. It is fully lit, this scene, but I think it works really well. I love the light on the leaves in the foreground, and I love the little bit of soft light in the clouds in the background, and of course, as always, a long exposure. It worked out perfectly. I only had to do 2 images for the focus stack. It was pretty straightforward when I blended them together. I had no issues at all. I didn't need 3 images, and I am pretty happy with how it turned out. The only thing that I don't really like about it is maybe I would have had a little bit less of the water in the image, maybe a little bit more of the ground. I kind of feel it's slightly off balance, but it's not, unless you're staring at it, I don't think it's that noticeable. I do plan on going back and shooting this a little bit earlier in the morning so I can try and get some of those pinks or whatever sort of crazy color might be going off in the sky, because I also like that color combo of pink with the orange and the yellow of the leaves. I've shot this before. I definitely like this composition. I love how the edge of the lake leads you into the scene, and it just was a pretty simple image to take. So the next one that I took is the self-portrait with Ollie. This one was also really easy, and again, another scene that I have shot before. I've had myself on this dock many times in different color dresses, but I do like to occasionally have a photo of me and Ollie together, and over the course of a few days, that's actually pretty much all I did, was images of Ollie and myself and a few landscape images, but I basically focused on me and him. I love the light in this. It's so soft. I love how it's slightly moody. I love the colors. I love all the yellow that's going on that goes along with the green. This dock is probably, I'm going to have to say, my favorite dock in the whole area that I live in, because I tend to have more images of this dock than any other one, so I'm going to have to say it's probably one of my favorites. Anyways, I think that you guys might enjoy the next images that I'm going to share with you because there is a ton of Ollie. We'll say that this whole video was really focused on him, and I know that you probably have all been waiting for it, and he is just as cute as what you see here. He's just so gentle. He's such a gentle soul. He's so quiet, and I love having him out with me. Ollie is a really well-trained dog, so he never really strays far from me. He always stays by, or he'll kind of go off on his own and maybe go check out the trail, but he never takes off. He's very loyal, just all around, just such a good dog. I love him so much, and I love having him out with me on adventures. It's a little hard for him in the winter time because it is quite chilly, so you won't see him that much when it's, let's say, the -20, -40s, but I always want to try and keep him included in my vlogs. Anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I have some more images to share with you, so I will talk to you again next week. Bye!
I'm just a face you remember seeing. Now I'm trying not to need you. Or you're standing in the pitch black street.